Well, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Welcome to Real Talk.
Real talk. This is gonna be fun. We'll see here. Let me get this. Let me make sure I have questions at some point viewed up
I can
here.
read them to you.
Okay, yeah, and then I'll bring them up at some point otherwise. But so I'm Dan. I work on Stream. Most other people see me when I'm usually testing or randomly trying to fix people's bugs or problems or whatever it may be. But I don't really know what else to say.
That's Dan.
This is probably gonna be funny. It's gonna be really off the cuff and impromptu because I was running some errands and I didn't get a lot of time to prepare my answers, but I did read them all and think about them all earlier. So this will be fun.
He has pre-assigned neurons. They're just not technically
Yeah,
employed.
yeah. Am I nervous? I don't know. I'm not really that nervous. I don't get nervous. Dan, if you don't know me yet, and if you haven't seen my streams, I have this extremely mellow, very easygoing, always even keel kind of personality. Very laid back, and I don't really get flustered that often. But
And Jamma, he's dressed like this all the time. That's
yeah,
his
this is
style.
my attire.
Yeah.
I'm always wearing shirts like this. I'm always wearing jeans, chilling out.
Talk like he came here running a $1,200 suit or something.
Yep. No, I had nothing special. This is just a standard Gap shirt. I do. I have a lot of the same shirts, but
There you go. He's classy and shit. Yep, there you go.
comfy casual, I guess,
Comfy
or
casual, that's a good
whatever.
way to say it. It's better than all that tight collar shit.
Absolutely is. I mean, if you those of you who don't know, I once was not involved in the software industry, and I was going to be going into the financial industry, and almost wore suit and ties for the rest of my life. But well, something happened that changed my career path, and I am so glad that I don't have to wear suit and ties for the rest of my life, and instead I get to wear jeans and button downs like this.
Was
So
it the core?
so
Was it
much.
core? The new educational standard? Did it?
No, no, not core,
He
not
heard
no.
12 years before core was coming out. He's like, I'm out. I'm out. See you
Yep,
guys.
yep. I still enjoy keeping up with financial type stuff, and I'm a really weird person, and I actually enjoy spreadsheets. But otherwise, yeah, I just am much happier being in the software industry than the
The financial thing, right?
financial industry. Yeah.
It's too easy to want to do a fraud when you're in financial industry. You're like, if we just move this line over here, we get 15
Well,
yachts.
yeah, I'm just at the time it was like right before the markets were about to die, and I'm so glad that I wasn't in that industry when like people were walking out of buildings and they were carrying their boxes and didn't have
Collapse
their
City.
jobs anymore. Yep, exactly. So, like I said, I'm so happy that my current career path is where I'm going, and I was not wearing a suit and sitting in Wall Street without a job.
And he wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, absolutely wouldn't.
There'd be some crazy guy in here right now.
Yep, yep. I don't know. I hear a lot of those like financial people that work on Wall Street. They like cut years off their life due to stress, and I am just not that type of person. So I don't think I would have been able to deal with it.
Yeah,
So
toxic stress and high environment would have been terrible, right?
yeah, it probably wouldn't have been a great fit. I may have done it for a couple years due to the money. I mean, if you work hard, you can like get paid. You can make it rain, but like I don't know if it's worth losing years off my life. So,
Yeah, it's not. It's not. You can make it rain safely.
yep.
Exactly right. All right. Question number one.
All right.
What do you think of tattoos, and do you have any?
Okay. Tattoos. I don't really like dislike them. I don't have any. Dan is tattoo free, piercing free, and as far as tattoos on other people, I guess it would depend on the person. Um, Not everybody looks great with certain types of tattoos, but if you want to express something and be artistically um, expressive with a tattoo that you like and is detailed and really cool, then I think that's fine. I don't have any problems with that. But
Some can be great and artistic, like when you have your child's face done in like a pencil, like by a really good artist too, like you've seen on Miami Ink. Those are
I
pretty
mean,
nice.
like, yeah, really detailed, like well thought, meaningful tattoos. There is
Not
nothing
like
wrong with
this
that.
one, is what he's telling you guys. Not with the fucking E string of a guitar. Don't do
I
that.
mean, just don't get drunk and get like a Porky Pig on your ass, because
Worst,
that's not
yeah, the
gonna
worst
be
part was I was sober.
that's
I
not
was
good.
sober as sober can be. Bad decisions.
Yeah, yeah. Don't regret it. Do not regret
Exactly.
it.
And guess what? Here's a bitter taste of irony. It says no regrets right on the tattoo.
There you go.
Whoopsie.
That's
Okay.
funny. That's funny. So, yeah, I have no problems with tattoos, but I myself don't have any. Probably won't ever get any either.
Yeah, it's not with the pain unless it's something you're really representing. It's no purpose.
Nah,
So,
no.
what's the okay? No, question number two.
All right.
What's the most useful thing you own?
Oof. Oh man. I don't know. I mean, I'm a very practical kind of guy, so I would say that my computer or phone would be the most useful thing that I own. I mean, I work every day on my computer. I do all sorts of things that make my life easier on my computer.
Hmm.
I like running spreadsheets on my computer, and they um, are all done on my computer. So it kind of sounds maybe like a cop out answer, but
Mm.
um, it is the most useful thing in my life, and I think the technology industry is affecting everybody's lives, and most things are going digital these days. So, I mean, if you try and get off the computer, it feels good sometimes. But like, if you have to get something done, almost need to do a lot of
Yeah,
things on the computer these days.
yeah, and it's not changing. It's going forward as as the whole society. So you can either get a computer or you can get a box.
Yeah, I mean, paper is disappearing faster than we know it, and things are turning digital. I mean, books are being converted to digital. You won't. I don't know, man. Libraries, I love them. There's some cool stuff, but you just got to think like, are they going to be obsolete in maybe 20 years? Who knows? It might turn into museums, but um,
You're probably
like,
right.
I mean, you do all your taxes these days online. Nobody has to, mail in a form. Nobody's got to get any stamps. Nobody's got to sign anything. It's definitely turning digital. So I
Definitely,
guess you could say my most useful thing that I own is probably my computer.
definitely. And T Dub, that is a cat scratch post. He does have a cat, and it's
I do.
wonderful.
Oh, she's right back there. Let me lift up the machine here so everybody can see it. See the cat. See the lovely cat.
Oh, she's leaving a dog. Look at that. Got herself a little blanket. She's like living it up.
Yup.
Cool, huh?
Little kitty's all curled up. So,
Nice and calm.
yup. I don't know. I think cats like me, and I like cats because they're calm and they're not really like too high
Like a
strung.
dog. This all the time.
I mean, dogs can be chill too. There's not, but like most of the time, the cat's just doing what it's gonna do and doesn't bother me, or like I don't really have to bother it.
Every dog that we ever had ADD. I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Yeah. What's up,
Everyone.
Import Marty? I saw Import Marty chat in the stream.
Hello, Import Marty. How you doing, bro? He's been gone a while.
I saw him streaming today, or it might have been yesterday, but it was a name that I hadn't seen very often lately, so I did
Yeah.
take
I'm
note
telling
that
you, it's been
Import
like
Marty was back.
3 weeks. He's been back, or maybe a month. He's been gone a long time. Okay.
Cat does programming when Dan is sleeping. My cat, I have a photo of my cat like sitting on my lap with her like hands or paws on the computer like she's going to do something. And honestly, the cat just like wanted the attention instead of like trying to do anything. I think it likes the warm laptop and it just like sits there. Always wants to be on the
Yeah,
laptop.
sit in your lap so you can't type on the keyboard. Put little paws out, elbows out.
Yep, that's what it does. That's what it did.
Okay. Question number 3. Have you ever saved an animal's life, or how about a person's life?
Um, so I read this one. I read this question, and I couldn't think of really like any significant periods of time at which I definitely saved an animal's life, but pretty sure I may have moved a turtle off the road in the past. You know, everybody loves turtles. Got to save a turtle.
Mhm.
Outside of possibly doing that, I don't remember any distinct periods of time at which I saved an animal's life. Sometimes I take lizards from the cat's jaws and just deliver the turtle or the lizards outside of the porch when the cat tries to eat the lizards. So I will save the lizard from certain death from the cat, and
Make your
I'll
jam.
take that. And then a person. I don't know if I've saved a person's life, but the closest story was one time I was traveling home on the highway, and I saw some headlights go off the road. And it was like really distinctive because you don't see like headlight beams go through unless someone like has these crazy like deer spotlights or anything, and they're like pointing them at the highway. So I pulled over and I got a flashlight and went up and down, and there was a car with its blinkers on, and I said, "Everybody cool here?" And they said, "Yep, we're good." And then, but they said a car went off the road a little further back, so I kept walking backwards along the road, and there was a tree line. So the road is actually built up, and there's the shoulder, and then a hill that sloped down. And so I kept walking, and I saw that a car had completely spun around and was rear-ended into the tree line. And I said, "Hello, is anybody down there? Hello, hello." And I heard a voice say, "Yeah, I'm fine, but I'm stuck." And so I climbed down the hill and was able to pull open the door of the car, the passenger side door, mind you, and the person in the car crawled out of the car onto their roof, down the windshield and the hood of the car in order to get out of the car. So I helped open the car so that the person who was trapped in the car could get out.
See, he's
Um,
hiding his superhuman strength. He ripped the car door off, guys.
yeah,
That car
yep,
door is now okay.
yeah.
Just twisted like a can. Can of
Yep.
anchovies.
How you doing, Chrissy?
He got them buff Bagwell arms.
Yeah, there is not very much muscle on these guns.
It's all
So
white. It's all white fiber, guys.
that's probably the closest I came to actually saving someone's life. I don't know, but
That's good.
yeah, that's
Very
about as
good.
close as I
Okay,
got.
excellent. Binary muscles. It's all computer code. That's what Jetpack said.
You know, never know, man. Our bodies might be programmed one of these days to
Get buffed.
respond in better ways. Yeah,
You get busted in the UFC for using numeric. What do you call it? Accelerants. Too many ones in your code, buddy. There you go.
yeah.
If you open, okay. Question number 4. If you opened a
Mhm.
business, what kind of business would it be?
Oh man, I don't really know because I like a lot of different things. Like I guess my if I wanted to try and make money, it would probably have something to do with software. If I wanted to do something that I really enjoyed, it would probably have something to do with like music or gaming.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy listening to and finding new and different music. And uh, I don't know if I could make money on that, but um, I guess you could say I try and collect different music. Although I no longer have to collect it anymore because we have the beautiful services like Spotify and SoundCloud and Pandora and
They
everything
collect
like
it. They
that.
collect
But
it for you.
Yeah, they collect it for me, and now all I have to do is discover it. So that's the nice part about it these days. But
Heck yeah.
I guess they would probably have to do something. I don't know if I would try and like get involved with producing music or just managing people that do it, because I bet I would be able to find people that have more musical talent than I could produce and help them run the
But I
business,
think you
or
could do
have them help
EDM or
me.
some of the music you listen to. You could create that. In your technical side, that's half the problem with a lot of artists. They have zero technical savvy, and it really limits them.
I could probably do electronic instrumental beats and sounds. I don't know if I would be able to sing, or but I could probably work on the sample game.
Because I did
Like
the I did the God Step song. I can't sing. I feel like I got
yeah,
punched in the throat by Mike Tyson.
I could definitely do. I could definitely find some cool beats and sample stuff. That would be fun. That might actually be fun.
And if you guys don't know, Dan knows a lot about music and bands and different kinds of music, not just the top stupid 10 from the Billboard sellouts.
I don't listen to the radio. Like I do not go through like any top charts. Most of the time, the music I listen to all day long is discovered off of other songs that I hear, or like classics or remixes and stuff. I don't listen to the radio.
Heck yeah. Dan's favorite song is Barbie Girl.
I used to listen to that a lot. It was super catchy back in the day.
It was. It was, wasn't it? Until you're with your boys and you're down in like Benton Harbor in the hood beating that. They don't like it at all.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the artist who did Barbie Girl. Was it like Pop something? I can't remember.
How was the name of that brand? Aqua.
Aqua
Thank you.
Jetpack does it. Yeah,
He's also a music savvy guy. Jetpack is. He loves anything with guitars and drums, like bass music, rock, metal,
that's cool.
lots of
My
stuff.
my favorite thing when I hear music is when like a commercial samples a song, and I was like, I know exactly what the song is that they're using right now, and I favorited that song, or I listened to that, or added it to my collection like 9 months ago. So I really enjoy the fact that when I find something cool and popular artists, or like hell, even anybody in the marketing game also recognizes the fact that they're like, this song's really cool, we should use that song, and then put it into a massive wide scale campaign for advertising or marketing that costs millions and millions of dollars,
Mhm.
and they think that song is that good to put it in their commercial. I really like hearing songs that I have already listened to like months ago, or like really enjoyed, or like know the sample that they
Yeah,
used.
and the sample clicks in your head and you know the song. That is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Because
that's
we're that guy that I'm that guy. You listen to it, you're like, what song is that? See, I don't that you don't have to do that.
yep. So I like hearing the original, or I know what the original is in the remix or what was sampled. That's the cool part to me. That
True.
like makes me feel good when I know what the original was.
It is. It is. Especially when you're thinking about it and you just can't figure it out. If you don't
Yep.
know it, that's terrible. I hate that.
Hmm.
That's why I don't like Kraft cheese and macaroni anymore. Just, they don't ruin my life, guys. Using your iPhone app and it's unknown song. All
Yep. Yep.
right.
That's
Question 5: Are you a very organized person?
oh honestly no. I am in some ways, but like what I think I devote most of my time and organization skills to ends up sacrificing other areas of my life that are less organized. So, like I'm very, very detail oriented in a lot of different areas, but then like certain things will fall by the wayside. I don't know, like I will spend hours staring at a spreadsheet, running numbers and making sure that everything like is equal and makes sense, and like I understand what the numbers are telling me, right? So like I will, as an example, I ran a spreadsheet that it ran the numbers for my student loans so that I knew exactly how much money I was paying in interest every day. and exactly when I was going to pay them off, down to the penny.
That's awesome.
So
That's what
I
spreadsheets are
knew it.
used for.
I knew it like years out. Like I knew 6 years ago exactly what month it was going to be done, and like I could change the numbers and would just put in like say I dropped $500 here, and I knew that that saved me 3 more months down the road. So I'm like super detail oriented and very organized in that sense, but I'm also the kind of guy that will like leave coffee mugs around the house because
Me
I
too.
just forget about it.
I
So
do. I stack them up. I don't care.
yeah. So like I'll put a ton of time and effort to be organized in certain areas of my life, but it does not mean that other areas of my life are as organized as they could be.
Styrofoam cups ruining the world.
Yeah, yeah.
One cup at a time, guys.
Make sure you recycle your plastic and styrofoam.
Exactly. Or you'll be
And if
eating
you
it in a million years.
yeah, if you work at a place that offers coffee, bring your own ceramic mug and reuse it.
That's a smart idea. He has an ashtray with 4K cigarette butts in it. When your cigarette butts equal the resolution you want in your monitor.
Yeah, time to empty that thing. Get
Definitely,
rid.
right?
Yeah, that's funny, Jetpack.
Disorganized.
Disorganized. Yeah, oh, we'll call it organized chaos. Organized chaos. There's a method to the madness.
Hello, Jen.
What's up, Jen?
Okay, it's a good one. Question 6. What is the strangest dream you have ever had?
Oh man, I don't know. For I do remember a long period of time during my life I would never dream. Like I would wake up and just couldn't recall that I ever dreamed about anything. I think alcohol had something to do with that back in the day. But I think I do remember one distinctively when I was growing up. I used to play baseball, and I had this one dream where no matter what I did, I would always swing the bat and miss. Um, it was it was weird. I don't know. You might have been on mute there, but like,
It was terrible, right, to have that happen?
no, yeah, knowing that like no matter what you did, and it probably, I mean, you could see it in your mind like hundreds of times, right? Like the ball is coming, you know it's coming, it repeats, it's coming. You swing the bat, and then you just miss, no
You
matter
got
what
a
you did.
different gravitational speed. You're like,
Yeah.
whoop, boom. You're like, oh, come on.
Yeah, something weird about it just stuck though that I remembered it. And I mean, it's not like I went and played a baseball game the next day and like didn't miss or I did miss or I don't even know. But for whatever reason, there was this one dream I had where I just always swung the bat and I missed. And it repeated like hundreds of times in my head while I was dreaming. And then
And then
woke
what a
up and
goal did you achieve in your life that eliminated that dream?
I really don't know.
Probably college.
Probably college.
Second he got his diploma, the dream's like, that's gone instantly. It was that diploma. The ball was a metaphor and shit.
Who knows what it meant, man? I'm sure some therapist has some sort of analysis of that type of a repeated action that always ends up in failure in some sort of way. But I don't know.
And
It stuck
baseball
with
was
me.
your visual deepest memory of that thing.
I don't know. It was weird because I never really played it very much growing up. I mean, I played it for some years, but then I switched mostly to soccer, and maybe that was the sign. Maybe that was the sign that I would stop playing baseball and move to soccer only. But
It's cool,
who
right?
knows? Yeah,
Man, the Dan.
man, the Dan. It's funny. So I always sometimes like to Dan the man. You hear it all the time. It's a common like nickname whenever someone knows that your name Dan. They say, "Oh, you're Dan the man." Well, I always like to say the Dan, the myth, the legend instead.
There you go. That's what's up, guys. You better start using that now.
The Dan, the myth, the legend.
You know, Apple or iOS, as far as I know, has a game called Dan the Man.
Yes, I have actually looked it up because if you Google image Dan the man for
Look
whatever
at
that
that.
you will sometimes see that.
My son plays it all the time, dude. I was like, "What are you playing?" He goes, "Dan the Man." I said, "You've been listening to me say that." I looked and he said, "Dan the
That's
Man." I said,
funny.
"That's ironic," because we were talking when he came in and told me that.
Yep. What's up, Daily? How you dropping in here? Queen
Okay.
M,
Okay. Question
some
7.
other people.
What is a controversial opinion you have?
Oh, I don't know. I'm so even keeled that like it doesn't really take a lot, or it takes a lot to get me flustered, or like I don't know if I'm just a very neutral person. So I try to think of a really good answer for this one, and my guess is that I don't have an opinion on politics. A lot of people seem to be very opinionated with their political beliefs and whatever they feel like is right to them, and that's how they go. In my opinion, I don't care about politics at all. I don't watch them. I don't listen to them. I try to not follow anything in the media. I absolutely despise when I see political commercials on TV. And if someone tries to engage in political conversation with me,
Mm-hmm.
I will politely decline commenting
Mm-hmm.
and try to change the subject in a polite manner.
Because it
I
ends up in
absolutely
arguments
hate
a
politics.
lot. I mean,
It
it
does.
tears families apart over a stupid opinion that, which your opinion means absolutely nothing to the greater picture. Your government
Yep.
won't even answer the call to you. You're talking shit for nothing.
Yeah. So a lot of people will probably form an opinion based on my answer that if they're like, well, you're not a Republican or you're not an independent, I was like, I'm not either because I don't know what any of them are. I have my own beliefs and I have what's important to me. And so that's what I follow and that's what I do and practice in my life. And I don't care to associate myself with
Josh.
any sort of political party.
Josh with
And
the good hair says Dan voted Trump.
and the answer is wrong because Dan did not vote.
Truth be told, I did not vote either.
A lot of people, I don't know, just it may have been more common this year, but I used to get flack for not voting. But you know what? I just didn't care enough. Still don't care enough about the outcome of whatever the election was, because in my opinion, the world is going to go round, no matter who's in office in
Mm-hmm.
whatever country. The people and the economies are going to make the world go round, and it doesn't matter who's sitting at a big fancy desk in
Yes,
the White House.
the collected economies rule the dictation of the world, not the governments which they exist.
And to put it very plain and simply, Wu-Tang Clan said, "Cash rules everything around me," and you know what? Money makes the world go round. So, not a politician. So, economies and economics and people just trying to live their lives and live day to day who make money is going to make the world go round. So, I don't care about politics. And so maybe that's where some people
Garza
get
says just go to
controversial.
Infowars.com. Listen to him.
Infowars, I don't know. If that's politically oriented in any way, I'm gonna stay far,
Yeah,
far
no,
away
yeah,
from that website.
it's political and conspiracy related.
I am not gonna
Oh,
touch that
don't.
website with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, do not go there. He's hated by most of the world.
Not even gonna touch it. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Who's that guy's name? I lapsed him. The neurons were all shot in the field. Alex Jones. Thank you. Not to kill those neurons. Good job, Jet.
Who? I'm gonna forget it. I don't care to know.
Yep.
But that's my People say you gotta believe in something, and it's like, well, whatever I believe in is not anything political. So there you go.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Actually, let me get something real quick because I do have this fantastic prop. 1 second.
Okay. Now you're having a cancer break with OTG. You know he's gonna get his little spread. He's gonna get the spreadsheet thing. Oh man, it's a mug. Look at me
So
here. Hell yeah.
everybody got to see the fancy cat back there, but this is probably one of my favorite mugs ever, and I got it, and it came with beer in it. But it says you've got to believe in something, and it's got a picture of Santa Claus.
Go. That's a big cup, dude. That's like a what like a 15 ouncer?
It's probably about 12 to 15, yeah. But if you've got to believe in something, might as well believe in Santa Claus.
There you go. I didn't vote because I didn't trust any of the comments. They were throwing poop instead of facts. So I'm like, see you guys.
Yeah.
My family does that at Thanksgiving. Fast.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Who in your life brings you the most joy?
Ooh. Definitely my fiance right now. So
Yeah.
got to go with that one. Getting married soon. Don't have the ring on my finger yet, but it's happening. So,
That's what's up,
um,
man. Congratulations, bro. I'm real happy for you.
thank you.
Nobody deserves it better than him, guys. She got herself a catch. Here we go.
Thank you, Nate. That one's an easy one. That was an easy one.
It was. Question 9. Who had the biggest impact on the person you have become?
Ooh, that one's easy too. I would definitely say it's my parents. For all the kids out there on stream who like to hate their parents, that's going to turn around and you're going to realize that one of these days your parents did a whole lot of shit to make your life really good, or maybe it's the other way around. But someone, if it's not your parents, put in a lot of time and effort to make your life better so that you could grow up and move on in the world. And you probably take a lot of your own personality traits and stuff from your parents, whether you know it or not. And so I think for me personally, my parents were definitely the ones to stay nice and even keeled. And I think I have this really chill and very calm personality because of my parents. I like to say that I have the patience of a saint, and I get it from my parents. So
That's awesome.
patience and calm, cool, and collected. And
they had patience
definitely
with you, and they were calm, cool, collected when they discussed things that needed to be discussed. You see that?
yeah, I mean,
Remember that, parents. That's what you teach them. What you do is what they do.
yep. So for all those new parents, if they're out there, what you do will probably, whether you recognize it or not, have probably a really profound impact on your child's life while they're growing up. And you won't probably recognize it until many years later, and they won't either. But one day they'll probably see it.
That's awesome, right?
Or siblings. If it's not your parents, it's your siblings too. Like if you're a younger sibling, you might have taken something from your older siblings, or if you're an older sibling, maybe you will affect your younger siblings in a certain way and learn from their mistakes, or you can then impart upon them. Don't do what I did, because this is kind of
What happens?
what happens. I definitely learned some things from one of my siblings, and that has probably impacted me similarly as my parents did. So either something from my brother or from my parents.
You can tell your brother what to do, can you?
I don't know. My brother told me the good knowledge that he learned, so I got to. I was the younger of the siblings, so I was able to learn from his actions and behavior.
Yeah. All right. Question 10. What is the most annoying habit someone can have?
Oh, I might get some flack for this, but I think if you don't smoke and there's someone that smokes cigarettes near you, it can definitely be somewhat annoying. So if you're riding down the road and like you've got a cigarette in your hand and I'm driving behind that person who has a cigarette in their hand, it comes down the draft wind and I smell the cigarette smoke, and it's different than like a cigar or pipe smoke, but cigarette smoke itself I think can definitely be an annoying habit, as well as possibly a deadly one. I'm not here to preach to anybody because I have
Hmm.
friends that smoke, and I know people who, actively smoke in my life, and I have no problem with them. But if you are a non-smoker and there is a smoker near you, and you just happen to be in the vicinity, like even if that smoker isn't intentionally trying to blow smoke, like I'm still gonna get it some way or the other, and like it's not really that pleasant. So it's a bad habit. Grandmother passed away due to lung cancer from smoking, so never got into it myself, and so I think that some people's lives would be just better off if they didn't smoke.
Yeah, definitely. I knew Roxy was gonna do that. I knew she's like, mm-hmm.
I don't. I mean,
You
some people
got
know.
him.
Yeah, some people know, and it's just a hard thing to quit. That's fine. And my grandmother never quit until it caught up to her. But hey, I'm not here to preach to anybody. But
Jetpack said I got smoke all over the camera. Camera's
yep.
just wrecked. What broke it? Oh, it's cancer. That's what broke your camera, sir. We can't fix that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, well, I've smoked hookah or Arabic tobacco in the past, so I'm not here to say that all
That's a
forms
different kind of
of
tobacco
smoking.
too. That's a much stronger tobacco. So that is different, guys. See, you're not gonna smoke a pack of those a day. No one is. You do. You know what I mean? You
No,
smoke a whole cigarette of air tobacco. Fuck.
no. I mean, I've smoked cigars, I've smoked Arabic tobacco, shisha, or whatever. It's completely different. That stuff is flavored. It kind of has an aromatic scent to it. It's relaxing. It was a social thing, so you get together with some friends, you hang out, you chill at a bar, dim, cool lighting, good music. Um, Completely different situation.
Yeah,
I'm saying that like cigarette smoke is smoking could be a rough habit. So
it is. It's
that
it's it's a rough habit, all right.
that's the answer to that's all I got for that one. I mean, I'm sure there's other things, but if you wanted a worst, that would probably be the worst.
Now, Dan would never. He would never do that. You couldn't get Dan
No, I
angry
don't.
unless you punched his cat. Then fuck.
It takes a lot to get me flustered and angry. Like I said, patience of a saint, but you got to be careful of people that are so even keeled and calm that one day they will flip, and it is a wrath unlike you probably never expected, and it might really scare or surprise you when they do flip.
Yeah, when you push somebody who's not that way, you're gonna get it. Here we go. Okay. 11. Where's the most beautiful place you have been?
Oh man, I have been to some places. So I was very fortunate when growing up that my parents were able to send me on overseas trips. Um, Over like I'd never really I didn't have a car. I didn't have like some fancy toys or anything when I was growing up. Like I didn't have my first car until I was way in college. Like I think I was a junior in college before I actually owned my first car. So never had one in high school, never had anything like that. But instead, my parents sent me to some overseas trips. So I've been to Europe, I've been to Australia, um, been to Eastern Europe, but some of the most beautiful places I've been to would definitely be Australia. Um, and then also, I've been in Western Europe. I think in total, I've probably been to 11 different countries. So England, Belgium, the Netherlands, a couple times, France, Germany, Luxembourg, Romania, Australia, India, Qatar, and Canada.
You see, that's the kind of stuff you get when you're a well-balanced student. Common collect. You get trips to places instead of trips to juvenile.
I would say that outside of my parents, my traveling probably had the most profound effect on my life because if you've never been outside the country, the world is very different outside of America, and sometimes it's better in certain ways, and sometimes it's very drastically worse in certain ways. And when you come home, after you've been in those places that is not quite as well off as the U.S. is, it really makes you appreciate the fact that you live in a country like America.
Where they don't just come to your house and take you away.
Yeah, Australia. I've been there twice, and it is beautiful. If I had to choose, I might live in Australia if I didn't live in America. Maybe I don't know. It's also nice in the fact that like they speak English too. It's a slightly different accent, but it's essentially English. Although another place that I've also been down to is the Caribbean. I've been in St. Martin, and I've got another prop for. Well, no, I'll say that for later.
Okay.
But yeah,
it's cool. Very cool.
Traveling does put it in perspective, Roxy.
I left my house once.
Yeah, that is.
I went right back in. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I would definitely say that traveling is fantastic. And if you're an American and you don't have a passport, you really should get one. And you should go and travel somewhere. You can make it real easy. You can go to Canada, or you could go to Europe or wherever else. But you should get a passport and you should go travel.
Definitely, I agree. Okay. Question 12. Who was your best friend in elementary school?
I had two probably two really good friends. One, his name was Mark. I really don't talk to him anymore, but I do know that we spent a lot of time like hanging out, doing kid things and whatnot during elementary school. And another one, I had another friend, and his name was Craig, and did the same thing. Still talk to him. I was roommates with him in college, even after he moved away in elementary school. Kept in touch. Still pretty close. Every now and then we chat, and so
He started this list on the internet. Get it?
Yeah.
No, now he doesn't call me. Greg's list. What's your favorite season and why?
I love summer. I'm a summer baby. I was born in the summer, and I hate it cold. So I used to live in the north, and I was very cold growing up. So I love summer. Love it being hot. It's yeah, I would just prefer hot. I mean, at that point, go outside, go to the pool, go to the beach, go to do something in the water, do a water sport, hang out, drink cold beverages, do something else. I think you can be hot and you can figure out a way to have fun, but if you're cold and shivering, that is not fun.
No, plus you don't get as sick in the summer, period. Immunosuppression doesn't occur in a warmer climate.
Get some sunshine, some vitamin D, and some happiness, because if it's cold in winter and you have seasonal cold winter depression, that is a bad thing.
Yep, you need the sun, guys. You have to let it hit your skin. Your brain ain't fooled. It knows that's a picture on the wall.
Yeah, get you some sun. I love summer. That's my favorite season. I like
Cold
being warm.
Hoppy beverages.
Yeah, Nate, that's what's up, man. In the summer, my favorite beverage is typically a gin and tonic. So
cool.
I really like a refreshing gin and tonic, some fresh lime juice, and good gin in the summer.
I've never had gin and tonic.
No, you should try it, man.
Definitely going
it's
to
good.
now. I keep hearing about it. What the hell is going on here? Why haven't I had one?
Gin and tonics are good. I don't know if they work well in colder climates, but when it's like cold or it's hot out and you want something crisp and refreshing, it goes well there.
Cool. Okay, question 14. What animal or insect do you wish humans could eradicate?
Oh, mosquitoes.
Me too.
Fuck those things. I don't even think they have any purpose other than feeding other animals that eat them.
Except for the study, Dan, they gave every animal that eats mosquitoes 5 options, and 2 of them only ate the mosquito as a last resort.
Yeah, see?
I'm like, that tells you everything. Time to go, guys.
No.
I'd rather starve.
Fuck a mosquito. Like, damn those things.
I hate them, dude. They come here and bite my son up like 27 times. One
Not a
mosquito.
fan of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes, or we have these things that they're little gnats. They call them no-see-ums because you can't see them until they bite you.
No
But
seams. I love that.
yeah, they call them no-see-ums, and these little gnats. And goddamn, they are worse than mosquitoes because they get like under your skin or your shirts or anything, and like you just can't see them until you're being bit, and then you feel them, and you're like, "You motherfucker!" And you just really, they are so annoying. They are worse than mosquitoes, but both of them, no-see-ums and mosquitoes, can go and burn, and I would be a happier man because of it.
And there's that Rocky Mountain tick, whatever it is, one in Rocky Mountains that apparently doesn't even use a numbing agent because it's a jerk. So its bite's
Ugh.
really bad. But here's the other thing: they're highly unsuccessful at properly biting vertebrates. So they're going to bite you like 15 or 20 times, and you're going to be hitting it. And you can't kill this tick with a slap. You'd have to use a
No.
baseball bat. You'll break your arm before you kill the tick. I'm like, that's they need to go.
No, no. The ticks can also go. I was Boy Scout growing up and had plenty of camping trips where you had to check for ticks. Man, fuck ticks.
Ugh.
Those things are just terrible.
They cut one's biting on your neck and it just got in there. Oh Lord, I'm getting diseased already.
Yeah, nastiness. They can all just burn, and the world would be a better place.
I agree. Farmer Roxy, thumbs down. She said, not happening.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Okay, what do you bring with you everywhere you go that isn't your cell or laptop?
See, I did think about this one for a little bit because I was like, well, the common answer is I always bring my wallet or my phone. But what I really, really bring with me everywhere I go, no matter what, is a cool, calm, and collected positive attitude.
Boom, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Patience.
There you go.
Patience and just being chill. It comes with me everywhere. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm always calm. I like to be positive. I like to look on the brighter side of things. Um, Sometimes, you can make somebody's day by just something silly like, I don't know, smiling. You could, just do something like totally impromptu. But as long as you have a positive attitude, you're gonna have probably a better life, and somebody else's will probably be better off because of your positive attitude as well.
Plus, you won't get corrupted by the people who don't have it, and it makes you miserable too.
Yeah, it's funny. So Jetpack, your comment. Dan smoked marijuana but did not inhale. I was once told by some of my friends in high school I was the biggest stoner they knew that never smoked weed because I'm just so calm and like chilled.
But he has vocabulary. That's how you know he doesn't smoke. And he's not like,
I,
"Hey man, over here, hey man."
yeah, I don't
Pull up the
smoke.
Clinton.
Nope, don't do it. I used to just hang out and listen to calm, relaxing music with like Christmas lights on and dim lighting. That's, I don't know, weird to some
Like go
people,
to a
but
rave, but not do ecstasy.
yeah, yeah, high on the music and the bass and the life, but not anything else.
Want some ecstasy, bro? No, man. That's far out. You walk.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good already.
Okay, question 16. Where and when was the most amazing sunset you have ever seen?
That was the other one. So wanted to bring the hold on,
Prop.
bring the prop. So I'll be right back.
Okay. Special guest, Charlie America.
Okay,
Cena.
so if you have been on stream, which you clearly have, you would obviously recognize that my photo for my profile is of a sunset in the background, and you don't see my full head. And I probably am doing that intentionally to make sure that you're seeing the picture in the background and not my head. But that was taken in St. Martin, And this is another similar
Oh wow,
sunset photo that I took, probably from the same evening.
that's awesome.
So what you're seeing in the background is the sun going down, and the mountainy looking place is the island of St. Martin down in the Caribbean. So it's a really freaking beautiful sunset, and people are like, why can't I see your full picture or your full head in your profile picture? And the answer is because I don't want you to.
He
I want
wants you
you
to see
to
that
see
beautiful water and
the
sunset.
beautiful water and sunset and enjoy what that is instead.
Fantastic. Did you use a DSLR on that bad boy?
No, this was taken, guess what, people, with an iPhone 6S.
Eat your hearts out, guys.
iPhone 6S took this photo.
Jesus, look at that, guys. He just answered a text and then took that. How's that feel?
Yep.
Speaking of cameras, apparently this lens in this camera moves when you tip it.
Really?
I just figured it out today. Weirdest thing ever. Like an eyeball in there.
Nuts. That's
Weird.
nuts. So this is the answer to where was the most beautiful sunset that I've ever taken. I've seen some pretty ones around here, but here, let me go this way with it. Yeah, there we go for all the people watching the stream. This one was a really good one. And then I've seen some other ones. There was once, and I have a good picture of it from Romania of a cool sunset.
No,
I've got
Sophie, this
plenty.
is me Skype interviewing through OBS, RTMP.
Yeah, I'm on Skype, Sophie, but maybe one of these days we'll build that in finally. But I've got some really cool ones from Australia too. But this one was a very memorable and definitely a pretty sunset. So there it is, people.
Awesome.
So
We definitely should see some more artwork at a later time. Not tonight, but like when you decided, if you decide to stream, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely.
I mean, one of these days maybe I'll just OBS stream and I'll pull up some cool photos from around the world that I like to call the album Not From Around Here, because it's not from the US, and there's a lot of cool places that those photos are taken, and scenery or like historical landmarks or crazy architecture that you just will not find in America because it's too young in terms of historically being built, or for whatever other reason it's just not around here.
Don't worry, Sophie. I have you planned for a future episode, so I can't say nothing now. I have it all in my book of RealTalk right here. It's all written down.
He's got some people lined up.
I just have to make the images and inform the questions based on who I think you are and what you'd like to talk about. There you go. Thank you, Swag Poo. Okay, question 17. What is your guilty pleasure?
You know, I guess it would have to be gaming.
Yeah, mine too.
I like to play video games, and it's not uncommon that sometimes on the weekend I'll just spend half a day or the full day playing video games, because sometimes when you work really hard, you need to escape from work or whatever else it might be in your life. And if you can do something, no matter what it is, that just takes you away mentally from focusing on the stuff that's stressing you out, and put whatever focus you can on something else that takes you away from it, it's good for the soul.
It is.
Another thing too, maybe not so much as it is gaming, but I like sometimes to disconnect from technology and do something like pot plants.
Cool.
Like succulent plants. They're the easiest freaking thing to grow because they don't require a lot of water. You can neglect them, leave them in the sun, give them very little water, and they love it. So hella weed, nah. I don't know if our climate's, I don't have the climate for that, yeah. But succulent plants, they're super easy to take care of. You can literally just forget about them for like 2 to 3 weeks, not even water them a single time, and they'll be like bright and colorful and full of growth. And you'll be like, really? I didn't do anything to you, and you're growing like a champ. Fantastic.
Oh, nice robust
So
plant. Yeah.
yeah, sometimes if anybody ever saw the movie Office Space, which happens to be one of my favorite movies ever. If you recognize the fact that the guy was in the software industry and he is just losing it, he's going crazy, he's just wildly uninterested in his job, and when at the very end of the movie he's working in construction, he's like, you know what, I'm doing manual labor and this is fine. And he's decided that the end, he enjoys it, right? So in order to get away from certain things that stress you out, you gotta go and do something that is completely different or disconnected from what you do all the time. So,
Exactly.
sometimes I'll just play video games and focus on that, or I will go off and I'll go down to the local nursery, buy a new plant, and put it in a cool pot. Simple. It's simple stuff can make your life better.
Yeah, it's like Jet when he puts on dresses and dances for older men. I mean, plays video games.
I mean, if Jet's into that, that's his prerogative.
Jet's like, what the? You just.
Everybody's got their vices, right?
You're like, I mean, people. I play video games. I mean, I don't
Uh-huh.
think we'll need you, sir. No hiring rule.
Sophie, it's succulent plants, spelled like that.
Like
Yeah,
cacti.
cactuses. You have you ever seen a jade plant? A jade plant is a really good common example of a succulent plant. They're super easy to grow. They don't require a lot of attention, and you can literally. This is a very very cool thing about them too. You can snap off a leaf from the plant, put it on the top of the soil, and just let it go, and it'll grow roots on its own, and you can sprout an entirely new plant off of it. And so what some people do is they'll just find a plant and they'll be like, that looks really cool, and then they'll grab um, one leaf or one part of it, and then they'll just put it on the soil, and then they'll grow their entirely new plant off of that.
Yeah, we have prickly pear cactus patch out here.
Yep.
Flat. Yep, it's one big long cactus.
Uh, Aloe. Aloe is a succulent plant.
Yes, it is.
Um, Aloe is another common one that you can grow, and there are various forms of aloes that look a lot different than what you would probably see on a grocery store aloe plant. They've got really really varied kinds, but aloe is a form of a succulent plant, and
Yeah, but the
anyone was
extensions
curious.
of that plant, Sophie, would be like the fingernails on a person at that particular point. Once the plant has formed it and pushed it away.
Yeah. It's kind of like a starfish, right? People hear that if a starfish loses one of its arms, it'll grow a new one and it regenerates a new arm. It's kind of like that with plants, though.
Speaking of starfish, they'll bite the shit out of you. You know that? A little bit of mouse and they'll bite the crap out of you. I didn't even know that. They can bite.
T-Dub, you really haven't heard of succulent plants? Man, they are awesome. They are so easy to take care of. You barely need to give them any attention. They're
So when
fantastic.
guys ask a girl if she's succulent, they mean if I don't feed you or give you water, will you die? Because I didn't buy no food. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Yep.
He makes him think of food. That's a real succulent plant you have there. Guy's like, yeah, I'm hungry too.
It's tasty, succulent.
Unfriending you now. Was there ever an event in your life? Question 18. I mean, was there ever an event in your life that defied explanation?
Oh, no, not really. I can't. I really thought for a little while to see if I could think of a period of time. I think there are some things that are probably coincidental, like no other, but I couldn't recall a very specific incident that occurred. Um, was a complete chance. Maybe there was something that happened that I was like, you know what? I guess it was just happened that way because of fate. But otherwise, can't recall any sort of distinct moment in time.
Yeah, I couldn't either, except for the Higgs boson particle collision, that breakthrough. That's all I could think of. The file, the explanation, and the proof of gravity. It just happened.
So, what was the proof of gravity
They
one?
seen two black holes collapsing each other, and then when they collapsed, a third wave was produced that was not physical. That wave traveled through the entire star system and made all the stars go up and down. Then it hit our planet, and we detected it, and we could tell that the atoms of the Earth did a wave, but nobody
That
felt it.
sounds wild.
I was
That sounds
like,
wild.
fuck. So gravity moves things, but we can't detect it because our detection's neurological. It's electrical. I'm like,
That's
how do you know that, Mr. Scientist? You know,
yeah.
how'd you get
There's
all
some
that from this little page of data on the napkin?
that's crazy. The Higgs boson or
Boson.
boson. Yeah, that kind of stuff is like mind-blowingly complex.
It is very complex,
The people that work on that collider, yeah, holy crap.
and they're
Um,
making a super collider that's due to complete the end of this year. It's going to be a
yeah,
thousand times, I believe, more strong.
insane. That
Yep.
is insane stuff. If you want to just like go down the rabbit hole of mind-blowing shit, read about that.
And see
Um,
how one particle can make every particle in the world, like
yeah, it's
chemistry.
that is very crazy stuff. That's wild. You were talking about how like this thing happened out in space and black holes formed and stuff.
Mhm.
If you've never seen it, you should Google or look for the Vimeo video of the International Space Station doing a time lapse flyover of the world, looking down and looking at the world at night.
Oh,
So
the light coverage.
yes, the light coverage of the world, and you can see like the world is lit up based on these pockets of population density, and you can
Mhm.
see like the USA, and you can see over. I think it's probably Egypt and parts of the Middle East, based on the continent that they're flying over. It's really freaking cool. And my favorite part of the video is when there is a lightning storm going on over a very massive portion of a continent, and it's like static electricity, like really cool looking to
Like
see from
Africa,
above.
the 10 million bolt storm, what do they call it? 1,000
Yeah,
bolts a minute. That's
it
crazy.
is really cool. So you should watch that. It's only about 3 minutes long, and it kind of puts into perspective how little we are on
And how
the
beautiful
space
this
of the
planet
Earth.
is. And it's gotten less beautifully blue since we've been polluting it.
Yeah,
It used
I
to be much prettier.
it's a really cool video. Definitely recommend everyone go and Google that thing. It's very cool. You gotta find the HD version because it just looks so much better.
Wings to Wagner. Wing.
Yeah, it's a pretty planet. Vimeo video, yes. Let me see if I can find what it is, and I would post it in the chat.
Okay.
International Space Station.
Yeah, full Earth road. What is it? Full Earth rotation.
Yes. I'll paste the link into the chat.
But now that that gravity thing has happened, Dan, Einstein is now the preliminary scientist in all time. His E equals MC square is now science fact, not theory. That's the big change.
That's that's pretty
And
cool.
I heard like one little tidbit, and then they went to talk about some stupid crap in Syria. I'm like, go back, go back. Let's talk
No
about
way.
him for a while because he deserves a lot more than that.
Yeah. Like you don't really have physicists or like people like Einstein or Edison or Tesla or people like that did these mind blowing like theories and how they like came upon these discoveries anymore. I guess the closest person is what Neil deGrasse Tyson in our sort of
Yeah,
age.
he's pretty good. We have Tim, we have Hawking, and we have freakishly
Hawking is
enough
another one.
Bill Nye, the science guy,
Bill Nye is
engineer,
also cool.
but he goes one to one with people that are completely directional in the business he's discussing. He's not at all. He's just interested in it. So that man is
Bill
very
Nye is
smart.
cool.
I've watched this whole season with my son like 4 times.
Yeah, those types of people are like generational, and who knows who's going to be the next person like those people. I mean,
Yes, we can't become
it'll
that
be
if
interesting.
you keep being negative and getting stuck in this negative world. Yep. Creation like that is a positive factor of interest.
I've said it to you,
Go ahead,
and I
Wes.
know I've probably told some other people before. Like, if you put time and effort and focus into, like, instead of being mad or going and like ranting and raving and complaining and just being a negative person, if you took the time and effort and you went and learned something or did something that you enjoyed or that you were interested in and you focused on it, and like an hour a day, people say like go play for an hour a day, go learn something for an hour of a day, and like go and do that. And you know what, you might just be surprised at what you find, what you figure out, what you might be interested in, and who knows? Like maybe down the line, you might make a major impact in the world someday. Yeah, turn negative energy into something positive. Ambition and initiative. I hear a lot of people complain, but you know what? You can do something about that. Like people say, you know, I don't like this and I don't like that, and I'm unhappy with this, and this is something that's really bad and going wrong in my life. There's time for that, but you know what you can do? You can change things. You can be the person that decides, I don't like this, I want to do something different. And then you can take something, it might be very small at first, but you can take the action and initiative to change and do something positive
Yes,
instead.
and remember, a
Take it.
positive memory of something or someone or an encounter is purely being held by you at that point. The person can die tomorrow and you can continue to hold on to that thing that you are doing to yourself. You can drop it as fast as you picked it up.
People hold grudges for a long time, and you know what? Maybe that's there and that's what they do, but like if you were to just forget about it, drop it, don't let it affect you, and then go on and continue to live your life and do something the way you want to do it, and don't let that person mentally affect what you're doing and the good that you want to do. um, so much better. Like, move on, be the bigger man, go and do something else. Like, focus on taking whatever it was that just pissed you off and then go and do something better.
Yeah, like discover gravity waves.
Who knows, right? You might be surprised what you can do. I had a moment in life where I was not accepted to the school program that I wanted, and I was really mad for like a week. But then I let it go by the wayside, and I said, you know what, that's not going to bother me. I'm still going to do what I want to do. I'm going to be involved, and I'm not going to let this rejection from the school affect me. And so I didn't get accepted to the major that I wanted. And just for everyone's um, knowledge, like, it was international business. I really liked international business, and I liked the fact that I had traveled growing up, and I really liked business at that time. And so I said, I want to do international business. I didn't get accepted to the program at school for international business, but it didn't matter because I still did what I did. I went through school, I got my education, and I did what I was doing. I went to work, and when it's all said and done, I didn't get into that program, but I did international business. I went to India and I worked in India, and I helped work with people in a foreign country, and my company sent me to go and work with people in a foreign company, and I did international business.
He wins.
So to everybody that gets rejected, you can probably turn it around and say, you know what? I'm not going to let that affect me. I'm going to continue doing what I want to do and have a better life because of it.
Exactly. Exactly. Very good choice. See, you could have let it bother you, and that would have consumed the time which you rethought to which ended up in you getting what you wanted by another means.
Yeah, I mean, there's like motivational posters where it's like, you know what, this didn't happen unless I made 20 mistakes before. Like, you gotta, like what Jetpack says, you know, you can't be afraid of screwing up, making a mistake, basically like failing in order to succeed.
Exactly. Exactly. He's exactly right. Okay. Question 19. What benefit do you bring to the group when you hang out with friends?
Positive
There
attitude.
you go. We just experienced that real time, guys. So you know the answer to that one.
Yep.
That's the benefit.
I like to smile. I like to have a good time. I like to be positive. And if I can take positive energy and cheer up somebody that's maybe not having such a good day, then I'll use my cool, calm, and collected persona to help impart that on somebody else, and maybe they'll say, you know what, he's right. I should cheer up and
Exactly.
move on and have a better day.
There you go. The next one is number 20 is a two part question.
Okay.
What was the best time period of your life, and what do you think will be the best time period of your entire life?
Mm, Man, I don't know. Best time period of my life, I would say, um, for all those years when I got to travel. That was really cool. Probably had a profound impact on my life going on. So the years that I got to travel, and I'm hopefully not going to stop. I hope it's not a once and done thing, and I was able to do it in the past, but not in the future. I hope to continue traveling in my life. I've been to 4 out of the 7 continents, and I hope to hit every single one of them at least once in my life. If I don't get to go onto Antarctica, I think I'll let that one slide. Maybe I'll take, because I don't like being cold. Maybe I'll take an Antarctic cruise and I'll go by it and I'll call that close enough. But
Yeah, because they don't drive close enough to where you can rub your hand against it. Apparently, I asked him. He
no,
said,
no,
"No, you stupid." I said,
no,
"No, this is a question." He's like, "No,
no.
you fucking stupid."
If I take like a Antarctic cruise and I get to see icebergs and they're like, and that's Antarctica over there, and I can take a picture of it, then that's close enough in my
There's a
opinion.
there's a there's a glacier. It looks like a middle finger. That's the one that killed the
Yeah.
Titanic. Literally took it out.
Yep. Yep. So I would say that those years when I was able to travel when I was younger and learning, and it imparted kind of like a really cool experience on my life and kind of helped shape the person that I am today. That was really cool. What do I hope is like going to be the best part of my life? Uh, I don't know. I look forward to not having to be stressed about work. So I don't know, maybe like retirement. So like once all is said and done, I can like work on my own pace,
Hmm.
and not have to worry about like, can I pay these bills? So maybe somewhere down the line, once I'm done working, I can enjoy life for what it is and go and do things the way I want to do them, and not have to worry about like, oh my gosh, I need to save money for this, or I've got this bill coming up. And at that point in time with my significant other, like just enjoy life for what it is. I don't know, like yell at the kids on at the corner and just shake a broom at them and say, get out of here, and not care about whatever I say. Because at that point in time, like, does it matter? Nope.
Your dad would be like, "Get out of here." I mean that. I'm being nice right now.
Shake a broom.
That's when
Yeah.
that's when I pull the sword out.
Yep.
A sword cane with a sword in it. Let's go ahead. Retirement. That's probably the best time, right?
Everybody
Retirement.
hopes to get there, right?
Yeah.
Everybody hopes to live and you know what, maybe it changes. Maybe it comes earlier on where instead of like working really 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 hard so that you can retire later on, maybe you just change your lifestyle to the point where you live the way you want, and you don't have debt, and you don't have like, you can, I don't want to say go completely off the grid, right, but you live within your means and you live the way you want to, and you don't have to worry about somebody coming and like knocking on your door and being like, I need these bills, pay me.
Yeah, like get
So
some property out in like the base of the Rocky Mountains where nobody wants
yeah,
to live. And it's really beautiful. I don't know what the hell they're thinking.
right. Some people, like, you hear stories about people like quitting their job and moving to a foreign country with not a care in the world and selling all their worldly possessions just to go and do whatever they want to do, right? Like maybe that happens one of these days. And the cool thing about that is because they wanted it to be that way, not because they're doing it out of necessity or because they have something to prove. It's just because they wanted to do it that way. And they said, you know what, I want to get out of this rat race. Screw it. I'm going to go and change something in my life and do something I want to do. So,
Yeah, and live
maybe,
near the nature.
yep.
Very
That
cool.
that's part two, I guess.
Heck yeah. Well, any words of wisdom or anything like that? Give to the people watching.
Uh, just be yourself and do what you want to do. Be a positive person. Um, and don't let others get you down. Um, a lot of people focus on what other people think about them. Um, I think we definitely have a slightly younger generation on the app, and so if I could impart any wisdom is don't worry about what they say about you or what their opinion of you is. Worry about yourself first, and then worry about other people. Because when you are happy with yourself, then it just like shows, and you don't get stressed out, and you can do what you want to do. And if you ignore what the other people are doing, then just worry about yourself. Yeah, I did that. I didn't let anybody peg me. I hung out across multiple groups while I was growing up, and if someone said, "Well, oh my gosh, you're weird," and I said, "Okay, I don't care. I do it because I like it, and I play sports and I play video games, and I'm a nerd," and I say, "I don't care because this is what I like to do," and I've got friends who are the same way. So, um, don't and try and cut down on stress.
Yeah,
If you could
take your life away, slowly but surely.
if you could do whatever it is that takes your mind off of troubles, do it. Like, go and relax, go and listen to good music. Who knows, maybe it's rage music, and maybe you just need to listen to that music to like get some rage out. Listen to whatever it does that takes your mind off of things, let it out, and then come back and be more focused to take on whatever's next. So
He's right.
that that's what I would say. But definitely be a positive person. I mean, it doesn't take much to smile. Doesn't take much to wave hello. It doesn't take much to ask someone how their day's going. Because you know what, you might just snap somebody else out of a funk by doing that, right? You might just be like, "How you doing, man? Are you having a good day?" And then they're like, "You know what, really not." But it's like, "Okay, well, be positive," and that might change the rest of their day. Instead of someone like being very negative and like letting the negativity seep into the mind and like keeping that bitching and complaining jetpack. Yeah, you know what? Don't let them do that. Change the subject. Be like, hey, let's go and get some coffee. Let's go and let's do something positive instead of like have this drama bring you down. So um, don't feed the trolls and don't feed the drama llamas. So just
Llamas, that's right.
yeah, be yourself. Drama llama free zone, peeps.
If you talk to a drama llama, they'll spit drama right in your face.
Yeah, nasty drama llamas, man. They just spit it everywhere.
It's going to suck on your head.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I do jet. I mean, in general.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
And I said it before, like take whatever has got you down or has got you mad, or whatever failure or rejection that affected you, and you were really mad about it. Take that and use that as motivation and ambition to better yourself and show everybody that even though you got rejected or you got turned down for something or you didn't make it work the first time, it's going to be better the next time.
Exactly. Anybody, any guys? We have two extra questions. Anybody here want to ask Dan a question? It's obviously within the parameters of topic. Too savage. He can pass on the question if it's too ridiculous.
Okay. What's Jetpack's question? Get out of that baseball bat.
Get out that baseball bat.
Yeah. I don't have a baseball bat. I do have other like workout equipment
Yeah,
here. I have a
don't miss it
kettlebell,
this time.
and don't miss it this time. Someone else, T-Dub. The cat's name is Snickers because can you see the cat from here? I don't know. It's got like brown and caramel and uh, I don't know, chocolate patterns on it. So kind of
His
has the
little
colors
paws
of a
smell all
Snickers bar.
nutty, so it's like a little Snickers bar.
Yeah, the cat's name is Snickers.
He really named it Snickers because when he pets it, it's like having a Snickers. He's like Randy Savage. He's like, oh, there we go. I needed Snickers.
Yeah, here you get a little dramatic or angry when you're
Hungry.
hungry. So here, have a Snickers and
The cat's
I
pretty
just
cool though. If you guys haven't seen
have
the
a.
stream with it, the cat's awesome. Real laid back like he is. Real positive little kitty.
I can take the cat and like completely flip it upside down and have it like cradled like a baby and just like it'll sit there for literally like 20, 30 minutes and not even want to move. It just eats up the attention.
We think that because of that's a really good answer this. Garzet's the previous connections that he has, Alex Jones, were organizations who created complete fabricated information. Like they had locations and pictures of gray aliens and the ships, but that location is actually a mountain. So you can't be on a base when there's a mountain sitting there. They screwed up their data. But it doesn't mean everything he says is wrong. He just means he exaggerates for likes.
I saw Jet ask what my favorite
Is
alcoholic beverage is.
yes.
I said I really enjoy earlier on a good gin and tonic in the summertime. A lot of people don't like gin. I think they're drinking it wrong. But I think gin is a good drink when mixed well with certain other things. If anybody has a really good cocktail bar wherever they live, go to it and try and talk to the people and say, make me a really good gin drink with lemon and something refreshing. And they'll probably make you a gin drink that will change your mind on gin.
Okay.
Um,
Somebody asked who is Dan's favorite coworker. Keep in mind who is here watching.
that's funny. I saw Roxy and Josh both in this stream, but I like everybody that I work with because the stream team is really cool, and everybody that kind of works on our app realizes that you can get really stressed out with the kind of the things that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis running a social platform, but at certain points, like there's stressful stuff and there's things that like take a lot of mental dealing with, and in order to deal with that, you got to understand and just take it all in strides. And at a certain point, we recognize that everybody deals with the same stuff, and so in order to work together and be productive, you've got to be a good team, and our team is really good. And so everybody who works with each other on our team kind of has a good personality and can work together, because not everybody can work together, but our team is really good, and everybody can work with each other in a way that just makes our team awesome.
That's awesome. It's always great to have a nice positive work environment.
Yeah.
No negative Nancy's.
Yes. A Jetpack said, do you enjoy working on stream? Does it make you happy to bring people together? Yes, definitely does. I enjoy working on stream. I definitely like the app, and we built it in order to, originally we always said, why are we making this app? And early on it was, we're making this app to connect people and to let people share their lives. That sounds very broad and basic, but that's what we originally built the app to do, and let people live stream, because it's different than like writing a post or like doing something that's not live. Like you can record a video and you can delete it. You can record a video and you can delete it. And then you can post something, or you can edit it, or you could sit and you could write something and you can take time and write it. But it's completely different than being literally live, and it's it's definitely different. So being able to like connect people and bring that ability to others was kind of why we built the app originally. And so I definitely like working on the app. I like working with my coworkers to work on the app. I like helping people. And so when we, have streams where I am, streaming and people come to me and say, this isn't working for me. If I can say, well, here's what you need to do in order to fix that problem, or you know what, that's great. We appreciate that you found the problem and we'll try and fix it as fast as we can. Keep in mind, we're a small team, but we'll fix it as fast as we can. I think my chats kind of went out there for a second, so let me catch up here. Who's favorite commenter? Who's your favorite commenter that rhymes with load age? Road Rage. Road Rage has been around for a long time, and he also has the name Dan, so he's a badass. Jet is my favorite. Jet. Get that browser share button to work. Yes, we know we definitely have some web stuff, and this is some other things too. Like we're a pretty small team, and so we're working on some stuff, and we know certain areas of the application don't always get as much love and attention as you may think, but we can only do so much in one time. But we do have plans to make some other great features, and we hope that they get there. If people have the patience, but we're definitely working as fast as we can.
Definitely.
Not gonna lie, Stream's tweet worried me a bit today. What was that about? Did I miss it? What was the tweet, Road Rage? I must have missed that one. Maybe I'll have to find that one. DMs on the laptops. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things we could do for the web. We're definitely mobile focused. That's kind of why we built the app, and it's mostly a mobile application. But yes, we will try to bring more features to the web and to the computer side of streaming.
Heck yeah.
Is there a way to actually put the stream when running it through RT? Not yet, Jetpack, but that is coming. We hope that some future RTMP enhancements that are coming, you will be able to put number one, a title, number two, a channel, and number three, you'll be able to manage them better from the web, or a better interface for that. So those changes are coming, and hopefully that will definitely be welcomed whenever we get them out there for those that use RTMP. And then we're also in the middle of integrating, at least for Android, the ability to mute from a secondary device. So, for example, if OTGod is streaming on his computer and he has his phone with him, that he can mute from the phone his own stream.
Yeah, either of them.
Yeah. Yep. And so that would be, it's not perfect, right? Like you can't mute as the RTMP stream is going on. It's not perfect, but yes, that would solve that problem.
So you'd have to stop the stream to mute. Wouldn't that be counterproductive? Because it would stop. That's just a pause function.
When this rolls out, you'll just be able to have your phone in your hand. If you're logged in as the same user as the stream that you are watching, as the stream that is streaming, you can then mute on your own stream.
Okay. I misheard that. He meant I thought you meant that you couldn't mute once you were streaming with RMTP, but But you meant you couldn't mute from the device you're using RTP with, but you can from the Android.
Yes. So like if the RTMP stream is coming from your computer, or
Thank you, Myth.
if it is a screencast on Android. So if you're Android screencasting, you can't mute from the screencast itself. But if you have a secondary device, you would be able to mute people on that stream if it is your stream.
Awesome.
Let's see here. I'm catching up on some of these. Two Cray has been around for a long time, and she says the reels were a hit back then. Can we get them back, and would you make it where they can record longer? We do have plans to make reels show up again and have them be better. So what we did was we originally released them, realized that, you know what, these aren't what we want them to be, and so we removed them. With full intentions that hopefully we would put them back in one day, but they weren't what we wanted them to be, and so we removed them. And so hopefully we'll put them back in when we feel like we have rebuilt them to be better.
Yes. When you're building them, make sure you tell the gnomes that build the apps and all the goody stuff in there in the workshop that you should probably have it to where people who watch them, the viewers, can add little points in time, like a reel from a stream. But that may be a trial basis, because you can tell what people will be able to do, like a moment. But we don't want you doing a moment when they're twerking. Okay?
Yeah, you
That's a
know,
problem.
we might just surprise some people when we roll them out again. That you might see them and you might be like, you know what? Wow, that is just 100% better and a completely cooler way to have reels or to have content that is not necessarily live, but is then on your profile or somewhere where other people can watch it and people can interact. So
good for those time zones.
Yep, because I go to bed early some days, and I know that there are some West Coast or foreign streamers that are on, and I just can't watch them, although I
3 or
wish
5 in
I
the
could.
morning.
Yeah. So that who knows, when we reintroduce reels or whatever we'll call them whenever we do it, people might be surprised. Let's see here. Sophie says, did you ever take computer science in college? No, I did not. When I was in college, I was very business oriented, and I was mostly focused on finance. When I went to college, I really thought I was going to be an econ major, and then that didn't work out my freshman year. So then I thought I was going to be a marketing major, and that didn't work out my sophomore year. And then I thought I was going to be an accounting major, and that didn't work out. And I finally settled on being finance, because I went to a finance class, and the very first day, the finance professor said, you know what? I'm going to tell you real life finance stuff that is going to one day happen to you, and you're going to need to know and understand it. So I'm going to teach you about money and finance in real life. And he said, one of these days you're going to have to buy a car, you're going to buy a house, you're going to buy a boat. And do you know anything that goes on with buying a house and buying a car or buying a boat? And I would be very surprised if when you're in college, many kids understand interest rates and anything that goes along with that. And so at that point in time, I realized, you know what, this is real life stuff that I should probably know. And so I didn't take computer science, I took finance. But when I was growing up, I had a computer, and in high school there was some like basic computer-oriented classes, and I took those. So I wasn't completely like removed from anything computer-oriented, but not in college. I did not take any computer science. I've done a lot of self-learning when it comes to tech and IT and software, though. You can learn a lot online in that subject area.
You can, right? You can learn a lot.
Yep. Let's see here. Release date, October 28, 2020. Why is the iPhone limited compared to Android? Because there's certain things that Apple won't let you do And then they basically have certain rules to their programming, their App Store review process, where when you submit an app to the App Store, it has to be reviewed by Apple themselves. That's not quite that same way for Android. You can just put whatever you want up there, and they'll be like, yep, sure, it's in the App Store. What can we expect in 2017 with Stream and updates? Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, we can. It's probably coming real soon, but I will say that we've got some updates to DMs,
Yeah.
and so DMs will be changing, folks. What it is, maybe I'll save that for another day. But DMs will be changing. DMs will be getting an upgrade.
I just read Dan's mind. I know everything now.
Yep.
They're
And
living.
then what else is coming out? There will be some better enhancements for those that want to stream from their computer. And what else? I don't know. People just got to stay tuned. Things can change pretty quick. We might be working on this for who knows, like 1 month, and then something will change later on. So, but things are getting real close with some updates though. So DMs will be getting the very first overhaul or next update. So be on the lookout
Awesome.
for that.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Dual stream, yeah, one of these days too, Cray. We really want to do some other stuff first, I think, before we integrate dual streaming. But we think that will eventually come one day. I don't know when, but eventually it will come one day.
That's cool.
Have I seen Hunter or Mac or Sam around? They just randomly MIA. I don't know. Hunter creeps around every now and then. Mac creeps around every now and then. I kind of miss his beard. That beard is awesome. If you didn't know, Mac. His name was Pay with Snakes. And then Sam. I have not heard from Sam in a while, but I'm from everything I know, everything's gravy with their life. But
It's hilarious.
yeah. Who took their like back? I'll haunt you. Oh, based on the OCD of having nice even numbers.
Doesn't affect me.
Yeah, I just let things like whatever the numbers are, that's what they'll be.
Yeah.
And whenever I stream, I don't care about likes and shares. I just stream to either impart some words of wisdom, listen to some good music, or hopefully help someone have a better day.
Cool. Very good. Oh yeah, it was a great interview, man. Thank you very much for coming on.
No
I know
problem.
everybody here definitely want to know a little bit more about you, and they look at the short periods of time. It's usually work and business related.
Yeah, no problem. I was probably boring for some people. I know I had some big shoes to fill after I came in after Roxy, but it was fun.
Oh yeah. T-Dub says thanks, Dan.
Yep.
Oh, you can read it. You can read it.
Hey, you're welcome, Sophie and T-Dub, everybody. I don't know. I think a lot of people like hate on us and the mods and stuff for certain reasons, but I think they just don't know us. Like, we're actually really cool people,
Yeah,
and
they're
like
blaming
everybody.
you for what a
Yeah,
mod that has nothing to do with you did.
yeah. I mean, our mods are fantastic, and I hope some of them are watching. And I know that like we love our mods, and it's kind of funny when someone says like this mod did this, and it's like, well, you were probably doing something that you shouldn't have been doing, and the mod caught you on it, and
Exactly.
so there it is. So, although sometimes the mods are human, and not sometimes mods are human, and sometimes they make mistakes, and so I have made mistakes. I have accidentally muted people trying to mute someone, and I missed, and I actually muted the wrong person. I owned it, and I said sorry. Didn't mean to do that, but sometimes mistakes happen on mutes, and humans are humans, and mistakes happen. So
Trolls are hard to hit, man. I tell you.
yep, but don't ever feed the trolls or the drama llamas.
Yep, they're in your room. Something wrong with them, not you.
Yeah.
Oh heck yeah! Thank you everybody for coming by and interacting and being vocal in the comment section. Yeah,
Yep. Appreciate all that.
go ahead.
No, I just appreciate the interaction. It makes it more fun. Um, sometimes there's some comments that like spur up a thought that you wanted to elaborate on.
Here a quick laugh when it's just a little savage side notes.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Jetpack, he's a clever guy, man. He's a real cool guy. Jetpack is, and I'm really glad that Jet started streaming and showed his face because people needed to know that he is not Johnny Depp. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not Johnny Depp, guys. Like, and he totally is.
I mean, I've watched stream a lot from afar, and it's really hard to interact with everybody on like everybody's stream when there's so much going on and you're trying to get work done. But I think our team has a good idea about who is doing streams, who is interacting in streams, and like what a lot of people do because we see things and we work on the app all the time, and we're definitely aware of a lot of our users that not most people think. Like, sometimes I'll watch people and, I just won't have time to get involved in a conversation, but, I'll make note of that. And
Yep.
we recognize, when people are around and they're doing things, but I don't think I've actually seen Jetpack. Well, no, I think I did see him stream yesterday. He had OBS running, and there was a title on it in red, and I think I did actually see him.
Yes.
So I was going to say I hadn't seen him, but then just yesterday I did. So
Yeah, he did. He streamed yesterday. It was pretty late too when he did. He was doing
yeah, I might have been up.
no, he was doing the fish thing, right? What do you call it?
Was
The vodka fish thing, right? And
was it that, or was it like 5 shots for likes or something? I don't know.
yeah, they took a shot, ate a goldfish with a shot, and then his buddy chewed a goldfish up and swallowed it. That was gnarly. And then after the alcohol kicked in, they were wearing underwear and bras. The girlfriends took advantage and made them wear bras. They always do that to you guys. Remember that. You're drunk. It's bras and panties time. And then his buddy Steve-O got up on the wall and did like a booty twerk. Like, I don't know where he learned that. Like, he just went straight BET
Oh man,
music video, and it was crazy.
that's nuts. I'm kind of disappointed I missed it, but I was
It's
probably
funny.
way off in dreamland at that point. The things that, like I said earlier, like based on time zones and the times that we sleep and things happen, and like I miss certain cool stuff that might go on when it's the complete other time zone. So stuff like that would be fantastic for reels, right? Like, imagine if like the streamer said, you know what, that stream was ridiculous, and there was this point in time, and you could create a clip off of that, right? Like, who knows? That would be really cool.
Yeah, clip for a moment. Yeah, awesome.
Maybe that would happen one of these days.
Oh, yeah, user moments. Hell yeah! Thank you, 2Cray, for stopping in.
Thanks to 2Cray. You take it easy, T. Deuces. I always say deuces because 2Cray said deuces.
Yeah, that's her thing. Yeah, deuces. Sure is.
I definitely attribute to saying deuces. I like that. 2Cray, when she leaves, is always positive. So
She is.
deuces, 2Cray. Yeah.
There you go.
Deuces. All right. Well, that's it from me, my friend. And everybody else. I'm going to drop off of here. Unless there are one more question.
At some point, will community moderators make a comeback? A lot of us miss a few. I would say no. Unless you can guarantee corruption.
At this point, probably would not reintroduce community moderators. The thing that what some people don't understand is also that what the community moderators did was they put themselves out there, and they were targeted because they did that. A lot of people were okay with their responsibility when we gave them the community moderator responsibilities. But at the same time, I don't think a lot of people understood what they had to deal with because they were a community moderator, and the standards that we at Stream really wanted to uphold those people to entailed. Every single one of them did a fantastic job, and while we did end up taking away community moderators, we think that it allowed some of the community moderators to enjoy the app at a different level for why they came on the app in the first place. So
Yes.
if you weren't aware, like, stream moderation can be extremely stressful, and it takes a lot of time. And like, what people don't understand is like having to see things that you don't want to see, or having to make an ethical decision that you may not ethically deal with or want to deal with, and it goes against your ethics, and you see something, but because it is okay and allowed in our terms of service that you didn't act upon it, can be tough for certain people.
Yes.
And it is very hard to separate your personal beliefs from the moderation responsibilities. So I don't know, it was very controversial, and I think that all of the community moderators, we appreciated them, and I think and I hope that they all understood and appreciate what they did. But at the same time, I don't think we would add them back, because it takes pressure off of them in order to
Yeah.
be what they want to be and enjoy the app, for the whole reason that they joined the app in the first place, right? Like,
Yeah, that pressure is designed for someone who is employed and trained to we call it circumvent that pressure and do their job.
yeah, and like, I still moderate regularly, and I can tell you that there's things that I have done and I don't ever want to see again, or like decisions that I have to make that, oh my God, like, this is absolutely absurd that I'm dealing with this right now. But we want people to enjoy the app, and we saw at times that being a moderator took away enjoyment from those people when it got stressful, and we didn't want that on any of our moderators, because we want them to be users and enjoy the app for how they really believed it. And maybe some of them, if they're still listening right now, maybe they say, well, that didn't bother me at all. Well, you say that, but definitely there was probably some times and moments that were very stressful, and like situations that came up and drama that was on the app, and you didn't want to pick sides or whatever
Yeah, that's what he
else.
was exactly bringing up, and that's the point he was making. That
Yeah,
that should
being
not be on the streamers, but on the service that is.
Yeah, when you are being caught in the middle of an argument or in the middle of a dispute, and you have to, like, if you get targeted, like, because you're a moderator, and you get trolled, and people blame the community moderators for decisions that are ultimately decided upon by Stream, and you get blamed for that. That we didn't like that, right? Like Road Rage would be targeted because or someone would target him because someone felt that he made a decision, when ultimately it wasn't Road Rage's decision, and he could have been completely and entirely separated, or wasn't even on the app. But because Road Rage was technically at the time, a
A
community
known community
moderator,
moderator. Yep.
no community moderator, he was targeted for it, and that's not right. We didn't want that. So ultimately, it is what it is, and now we have other fantastic moderators. That also does not mean that Road Rage still doesn't help. Is active in the app, and everybody can kind of like always contribute to the moderating by reporting, by letting us know, by DMing Roxy, by telling somebody about something that's going on. Like, the fact that he's no longer a community moderator does not mean that Road Rage isn't actively involved with the community and helping improve it. So, while he may not have certain privileges or abilities anymore, he's still active and very influential on being a positive member of the community.
I agree.
All of them were, and and I don't think everybody knew who everyone was, but everybody was a positive member of the community and still is. And at that time, they were picked to be a community moderator because of their positive influences on the community. Nope, Danielle is not a mod anymore.
Nope, she sure is not. No, there is no community mods. No one. Not one single community mod. And Dan and them aren't community mods. They're staff. That's a
Yeah,
big difference. That's
staff
much.
is
It's elevated above a community mod considerably.
yeah. We love our moderators. We work really closely with them, and they're good. They're very
Oh, she
good,
was.
and
Danielle was.
she was. Yep. And that's another thing too, right? Like if a user was a community moderator, they might not have done certain things, or they may not have interacted regularly with the community because they didn't want to be targeted because they were a moderator, or they didn't want to let it be known that they were a moderator.
That a community moderator, T-Dub, is a moderator that was a streamer that was given the moderation ability by Stream staff to help police some issues we were having back in the day. Bad guys, penises, and minors.
Yeah, back man, it was rough. God, I had horrible anxiety because I would go to bed at 3 in the morning after working all day, moderating all night, and I would just be exhausted. But I would wake up in the morning or in the middle of the night with anxiety, being like, oh my God, I really think that there's probably a dude jacking it on stream right now. And I would wake up with this just terrible anxiety, thinking that stuff like that was going on. But when we started introducing community moderators, that helped improve things. But then again, those guys also had their own lives, right? Like they couldn't moderate, or they had their own families, or they had their own things that they wanted to do, right? And if they're out moderating, or if they're out doing what they want to do in their life, then they can't be moderating. And it was just a tough situation before we actively we got our moderators up and running. Dan needs to add me as a mod. Sorry, Jetpack, can't add mods.
Not anymore. Well, heck yeah, he wants to let you get off here so you can get some sleep, man. They'll ask you questions forever.
That boy Sebastian says, "What is the point of verification?" That's actually a really good question. I think it's kind of misunderstood in certain forms. So when we introduced the verification checkmark, it is a verification checkmark that is for outside people if they come into the app a designated way for them to find who they're looking for. So a lot of times we would have some certain people share out on some social medias, and then they would come to the app, right? Well, if they came to the app and they were looking for Roxy, and they saw a whole bunch of Roxy accounts, right? Like you could probably just search for Roxy on our app and you might find more than one, right? Well, that orange check mark is to signify that she is the one that you are looking for when you come here.
Yeah, she's the official of the Roxy.
Yes, that is what verification is originally meant for. So if you are an influencer on other types of social media, be it Twitter or Instagram or some other form of social media platform, maybe YouNow or something like that, and you are looking for that person on our application, that checkmark is how you would find the proper person. Our rules for verification are generally 50,000 subscribers on our app, or you might have to have more on another social platform. But if you have, like, say, 50,000 Twitter followers, or you're verified on another service, contact us and we'll look at validating that, and then verifying you on here if that is what
Yes,
you are
because
seeking.
yeah, because they have to be careful too, and so people aren't going to another like the YouTube. You see a guy say, "There's a great YouTuber, 3, 4, 5 million people as subs. His name is Tudes Squad Espinoza." You come on here with the name, you get verified here. There's a conflict. That person cannot come over because of that.
Yeah.
That's why. That's part of the reason.
And then there was something else. Someone was talking about Kush Klatch's verification
That was
check mark
that was a
that he showed
verification
there.
error we had a few months ago. That's what that was, and he screenshotted it. Thank you very much. It's not even the right position. It's right here in the photo instead of right here, guys. Come on now. Bada
There,
bing, bada
there
boom.
was there was some technical glitches where verification check marks would show up where they weren't supposed to. However, however, Kushklatch was at one point in time verified.
No
It was
shit.
brief, but he was verified. I'm not going to go into the details, but I will say this: they did actually happen. He had that check mark for a very brief period of time,
Wow.
and then he lost it. But that's another story for someday.
Yep, yep. I don't even need the story. I can break that down to a couple obvious paths that the reason that happened. Okay.
I'm not gonna go into the
Yeah, you
details
don't
of
need to.
anything there,
Nope.
but I won't lie. He had it. He had it. It was there for real.
Oh wow. I thought it was just a fake.
Now, other people may have gotten screenshots where that was a glitch, but he had it. He had it. Yep. Truly, Jeremy told me he
Rip.
was verified because he had 150K on another app. Um, let's see here. Depending on what the app was, the verification on our platform would be different. So let's just say there's another app out there and it's called Live.Awesome, right? Now let's say Live.Awesome has like a ton of fake bots, or like fake users, or easy ways to game the system, right? Like, and you were able to fictitiously get those numbers up. And so if we realize that, like, we are well aware that Live.Awesome has this problem, and if someone from that app comes to us and says, "Look at me, I have 1 million followers," and we're going to be like, "Yeah, you have 1 million computers that followed you briefly, and we're not going to validate that." Um,
Exactly.
so
Happens a
it
lot.
depends. It depends. If you are legitimately verified on another application, or if you have a social media on another thing, we'll look at it. And we're humans. We actually do look at that stuff. And we're just not gonna like be like, "Oh no," based on like a computer. It's not like a telephone prompt that you push this button if you think you should be verified, and then like you don't get criteria. We'll look at it. If it's legitimate, we'll look at it. Um, Anything else? Um, I think that was mostly it. I think I answered everybody's question.
Yes, you did. That's good.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, OT. This was fun.
Thank you very
Um,
much for coming on. This is
I like
fantastic.
answering questions for people and helping people. So, all right, everybody. Have a good night. Take it easy, and I'll hopefully see you all. All right, Tune. You better hurry up, man. You got 30 seconds starting now.
Do 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 do.
10-second countdown.
Dual streaming was discussed earlier. It's a
Yep.
possibility in the future. It's hard to implement.
Yep. You've probably heard my answer to that before. One day we hope to get it in. It's not a high priority for us right now. We really want to get it in at some point, but there's no telling when and how it will be done. So,
But if you want to do dual streaming, Tune, you can get a hold of a laptop. You can go on OBS and you can do a dual stream via Twitch, and I can teach you how to do that. If you have a laptop that can do it, and you can do your own dual streaming until that happens.
yep, there are other applications, chat apps, video apps that you can run on the computer, like Skype or anything else that is currently the way that OTGod is running this, right? So, like, if you wanted to, do Uvo or Skype or Google Hangouts or any other sort of thing like that, you could run yourself, like he is in the bottom corner, make even panels, and voila, you have
Hmm.
dual streaming.
And I have mine in the corner because I'm interviewing Dan, and Dan is the important thing to have on screen. That's why you can do it both ways. And Garza, the users, it's not a user or app priority issue. It's a complex difficulty issue. A lot of things have to be worked out, and there's other things that have priority right now that are more doable right now, and we need more right now than just that.
Yeah, it's, I mean, there's not enough time in the day, right? Like, we would love to build everything in the world, but unfortunately, that's not how things
Yeah,
work,
they're going to
right?
do it right. They're not going to do it like a suspected service does it. Looks like Atari. Looks like Atari. That's not dual
That
streaming. That's assault and battery with video.
For the people that have been around for a while on the app, they know that when we release a feature, we release the feature when it's ready and we think that we have implemented it correctly. The quality on what we have thought we built is generally up to our standards and is released in when we think it's ready and right. So if we if we release something, it means we thought about it a lot and we went through like tons of discussions on it. It went through requirements. It went through we got to consider this, we got to do that, and like it has gone through the gauntlet of software development, and we released it when it was ready. There's definitely some technical challenges to implementing dual streaming. Not to say that it can't be done, but to make it work right and well is another thing. Like if you seen other live streaming platforms and other stuff like that, it can be like you just might look at it and be like, wow, that looks just not unpolished, or that's not as crisp, or that's not as like snappy or as clean UI or whatever as what Stream is, or what they currently have. And like we're not going to release something that's half-assed.
Exactly.
So
No half baked things. That's I think it's the term they use. Half baked.
no half-baked, no half-baked. We want it done right. So Dan, how come I never get muted no more? It's probably because you're being a good boy.
And the people who hated on you, Tune, are no longer following you everywhere you go, and then reporting you all the time. They've finally given up on their ridiculousness. Their phones finally fell in the toilet.
That, or you know what? Maybe like our moderators finally like are on top of everything, so much so that they know what's going on, right? Like early on when we integrated our moderators, they're just like you and I, right? It takes some time to learn something, right? And like all of the users have been in our community and they've been using the app. Well, these guys came in and they didn't know the app, right? They didn't know that Toon Squad Pinoza was like Spinoza was like just this awesome dude, right? They didn't know who you are or what you did, or like when like Carl Pinsey is another kind of user. Like he comes into my stream and he just says this motherfucker, right? Like that's just what he says, and it's in no way, shape, or form an attack or whatever. But like if you take yourself out of the situation briefly and just think about, wait a minute, like I'm reading this and this guy just said that guy's a motherfucker, right? Like that might in
Yes, unless
text
you know him, you would be
look
immediately of.
it might look like he was trying to troll or be abusive or be like, like, but that's totally not what he's going for, right? So our mods had to learn, the ins and outs of the app, the users that are on our app, how like we want certain things moderated, and it just took time, right? Like when you came on this app, did you know everything right away? No,
Takes a
no.
while to feel out the app and the
Yeah,
community.
and people get more comfortable and they get more integrated with the app over time, right? Like Jetpack, you were saying he never wanted to stream his face. Well, now he streams his face. Other users are like that, and it has taken some time for our moderators to get integrated into the community, like they are now. And maybe Toon, you were just a bad boy back then, and right now, maybe they finally learned that you're
Who he is,
harmless.
who he is, and
You're
the
just
things he says are just in good fun. Yep.
yeah, yeah. So that's it. It goes with really just understanding the app, understanding the community, getting involved in the community. Which I don't think you can find this what we have as a community and as an app, and any of the other streaming platforms. Like they're live streaming apps, but they're not a community.
No, there are 700 people that are literally individuals. It looks like piranhas in a pool full of blood.
Yeah. I mean, would you rather like talk to 20 people that you actually know are users and that like you get interaction out of versus like I don't know 300 people that like you get nothing, like no reaction or anything,
Yeah, you have
right? And
1,200
like
viewers and one Austrian's talking.
yeah, and then like we see people that will stream, right? And then like when that person's not streaming, he's chatting and he's interacting in another person's stream. So,
Mhm.
if I get off here and you know what, I'll probably be chatting on other people's streams, right? Like I'm involved in the community, and Gannon is involved in the community, and Toon's
Same.
involved in the community, and T-Dub is involved in the community, and Sophie is involved in the community. Like Sophie streams and then she goes and chats on other people's streams. Like that type of engagement, I don't think you see that in other apps, right? Like
You don't.
Sophie doesn't hop between periscopes and be like, oh, I'm,
Not at
talking to
all.
this person now and I'm going to interact here. And,
It's
like we've
unique to
seen
this app.
it is, I definitely think it's unique to this app. Some people say, like people need to cut the trolling or it doesn't need to be clicky. Well, I don't know. I say that there is something for everyone, and like you can make stream the way you want it. Like I don't know. I think I was watching a stream the other day where people were complaining about something, and I think I saw that one person said it's like high school. Well, is that us or is
They say
are
individuals
people?
that play.
Yeah, is it someone's personal view on what they see at that time? And I think like you can make it what you want it to be if you just interact with it the way you want to interact with it. I don't know. Okay, that was your one question. Oh yeah, he trolled. Well, I mean,
Yeah, but
if
that
he
time
got
tune.
banned for being trolled,
Well,
then
back then we had a lot of issues with excessive people getting to groups, 5 or 6 people in the group, and they would just spam Danielle and those things. So you were probably caught on the back end of that cleanup duty. They were getting took out because they were being too abusive. Like
I mean, yeah,
The SpongeBob crew.
we had like it's all in like when you get excessive about something, right? Like, don't get excessive about your trolling, or like it's one thing to go and try and have fun, but like when you are actively
Hmm.
disrupting and being destructive and spamming and trolling, that is where you cross the terms of service line, and we probably acted on it at that point in time.
Yep.
So, not to say that you can't send us an email and have us review the situation, but I'm not going to say that it was a mistake, because at that point in time, if someone got banned for trolling, then they probably just did something they shouldn't have been doing.
Yep.
Yeah, Sophie, don't let anybody get you down, girl. Just you do you, and you focus on what you want the app to be, and don't let any trolls get to you, because when it comes down to it, no troll is worth the time. Just
Exactly.
mute them and go along with whatever the day you were having. So
It definitely did.
extended interview, all good. I probably took up too much time. You viewers dropped.
Not really. No. They've been all around. It's typical. They're at 25 and holding. Right now
Hey, no
we're
problem.
out doing Roxy and a female. I think we're hacking, Dan.
All right,
That's
all right.
Roxy. I'm gonna go out tomorrow. I'm gonna be banned on everything. Roxy says, "Fuck you." I'm like,
you're
damn.
and you're gone, and you're gone, and you're gone. Nah,
How many damn accounts does this guy have? Like, that's funny.
cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody. And I'll be around. I don't stream as often as I kind of would like to sometimes because I'm working. But you'll probably see me soon demonstrate some new feature sets that will be released in the very near future. Which, if you missed it earlier,
Thank you, sir.
uh, DMs are coming.
It's direct messages for all you lurkers.
Mhm.
They're like, oh, damn.
Direct message changes are coming.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I'll see you online, and for everyone else, I'll probably see you in the chats. And if you did miss it, for one last time, the sunset photo, and there it is.
And there it is.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. See you around.
Thank you very much, Dan. You have a great
No
night.
problem. Take care.
You too. Isn't that nice? It's not tonight. Stop lying. There we go. I'd like to thank everybody who came out and showed some love and hung out. You know on what?
Real Talk with OTGod.
That's what I'm talking about. Like every time, I'll leave you guys with a little God step. If I leave it with a different tune, they'll block it on YouTube.
Follow me, come follow me, come follow me, come follow me, come Snapchat. At this international dubstep. Yo, massive.
I'd like to give an additional shout out to Dan, and the Roxy for coming on tonight and litting it up. And I'd like to give an additional thank you to all the viewers who stayed by and stayed through the whole time. It was a long stream tonight, about 3.5 hours. And I'd also like to thank Dan again for his extended interview, which allowed it to be lit. Thank you very much, guys.
Step.